What's up, guys? My name is Jerry, and today we're going to be talking about how the Sacramento Kings are no longer a laughing stock, and we're going to jump right into the video. Now, the Sacramento Kings are one of the most unluckiest franchises in the NBA. They are in a serious playoff drought. They haven't been since the year 2006, and over all these years, we've seen the Sacramento Kings make a lot of moves that didn't make much sense. We've seen them trade away Isaiah Thomas. They traded away Boogie Cousins. They fired a great coach and Mike Malone. And more recently, we've seen them trade away a young guard and Tyrese Halliburton, who seems like one day in this league, he's going to consistently average 20 points and 10 assists. So the Kings have done a lot of things to get them ridiculed by the rest of the NBA world. But what they did this offseason, I think all of that is about to change. Now we look at what the Sacramento Kings have done to get things back on track. Before the offseason officially started, during the playoffs, they were able to hire Mike Brown to become their head coach for the next NBA season. And I love this move by the Sacramento Kings. We look at this team and we look at this franchise. Their main goal right now is to get back into playoff contention. And why I like Mike Brown for this job is because he has a very experienced coaching pedigree. He's been around for a very long time and he has a ton of experience, and I think that is going to be really great for a young team like the Sacramento Kings. And then also, he's coached some of the greatest players in NBA history. He's coached LeBron James with the Cleveland Cavaliers, and then he's also coached Kobe Bryant with the Los Angeles Lakers. And why I bring that up, we know both of those guys are very different when it comes to mentality and leadership styles, and it's very hard to deal with as a coach. So I think that will have Mike Brown really prepared for any type of adversity that will hit the Kings this next upcoming season, and I think he'll be able to handle it in great fashion. So I like Mike Brown as the coach for the Sacramento Kings. And then we look at what they were able to do in the NBA draft. Now, this draft was very important for the Sacramento Kings. They had the 4th overall pick, so it was a lot of pressure on them to make the correct choice. And it seemed like it came down to two guys for the Kings, Jaden Ivey and Keegan Murray. Now, both guys were projected to go top 5 in this year's draft, but everyone thought it was a no-brainer for the Sacramento Kings to select Jaden Ivey over Keegan Murray. And until draft night, that's what everybody was thinking, until it was time for the Sacramento Kings to select, and they went with Keegan Murray. And everybody thought the Kings were setting themselves up to get ridiculed once again, and that was until the Summer League happened and Keegan Murray showed everyone why he was picked with the 4th overall pick. And I just want to say from the jump, I thought Keegan Murray was the correct pick for the Sacramento Kings. Just looking at the group of guys that they have and what they needed, I thought Keegan Murray was going to fit in better with this roster, and he's also going to come in and be able to contribute immediately. And we know right now one of the biggest goals for the Sacramento Kings is to get back to the playoffs. But we look at Keegan Murray, and I love his playing style, and especially in terms when it comes into fitting with his new team. Now, the Kings have two guys on the roster that love to have the ball in their hands, and the two guys that the offense is going to run through, and that's Domantas Sabonis and De'Aaron Fox. So it's very important for them to have a player with Keegan Murray's skill set. And one of my favorite things about him is that when he does get the ball, he usually makes a quick decision when it comes to scoring the basketball, and he does not need a bunch of dribble or a bunch of time with the ball. He's a 3-level scorer. He can knock down the 3-point shot. He can knock down mid-range shots out of the post, off the dribble, off the catch, and then he's really great in the low post and around the rim. He has the post spin, he has the drop step, he has a soft touch around the rim. He's a really skilled offensive player, and then he does a lot of other great things on offense. He's great at getting a defensive rebound and then taking it coast to coast. He has great body and ball control in those situations, and he does a great job at finishing at the rim with a layup or a dunk. So he has a really solid offensive game. And then also something that the Kings could have used was another versatile defender, and that's exactly what they're going to get with Keegan Murray. He stands at 6'8", has a long wingspan. He has great lateral quickness, and he can also protect the rim. So he's going to be able to guard multiple positions for the Kings. And drafting him was the best decision, and he's going to come in and make the Sacramento Kings a better basketball team. The Kings recently got another guy in the draft that I like a lot, and that's Davion Mitchell. And I think he's one of those players that's going to do all the little things for his team, and it's going to translate to wins. And looking at him defensively, one of my favorite parts of his game, he's so fast when it comes to lateral quickness. He's a great on-ball defender. And then also, whenever his team wants to rotate or double team, he's so quick. He can cover so much area, and he does a great job of guarding multiple people on one possession. And then he's also really solid offensively. He can score the basketball. He can knock down the three-point shot in the mid-range. He can run the pick and roll, set up his teammates, and he can also get to the rim. So I like both Davion Mitchell and Keegan Murray. And then another thing to look at for the Sacramento Kings is that they have actual players. Like, they have a actual solid team, and we can start with their two best players. De'Aaron Fox and Domantas Sabonis are going to be so great together, especially when they get fully comfortable with each other and they get in enough reps. I think their pick and roll is going to be very dangerous, because you look at both of these guys, both of them are a threat from every area on the court. You have a guard in De'Aaron Fox who can score from all three levels, and he's excellent in the mid-range and finishing at the rim, and he's a great passer. And then on the back end of that two-man game, you have Domantas Sabonis, who's one of the most skilled bigs in the league. He can knock down that three-point shot, he can pop to the mid-range, and he's a great finisher around the basket. And then he also has a low post presence, great passer out of the post, and he can do just about every post move, post fade, post hook, drop step. He has it all. So I think they have a great 1-2 punch, and De'Aaron Fox and Domantas Sabonis. And then they have other quality role players around these guys. We have an NBA champion in Harrison Barnes, who is very underrated. He can still score the basketball and defend. He's a great three-point shooter. They have also added Malik Monk, and I love this addition as well. He's coming off the best season of his NBA career with the Los Angeles Lakers, and he's going to come to the Kings and be a spark plug off the bench. He's going to come in and score the ball. He's going to knock down his open threes. He's going to facilitate for others, and I think he's going to do a great job of getting the crowd hype. He gets a lot of highlight plays, and then also he's going to be very solid on defense. There was a lot of times for the Lakers where he had to guard the opposing team's best perimeter player. And then they also traded for Kevin Huerter, and this was a solid move by the Sacramento Kings too. He has some playoff experience. He played a huge role in helping the Atlanta Hawks get there. He's a great three-point shooter, and there's a little more to his game. He can put the ball on the floor whenever he has to. He's good in the pick and roll, come off those screens, and knock down three-point and mid-range shots. And I think the Kings just did a great job of pitting some very solid players around De'Aaron Fox and Domantas Sabonis. And this is going to be the first time we really see De'Aaron Fox with some quality role players. So the Sacramento Kings should be very excited to see their team next season. I know I'm definitely going to tune in to a lot of their games, because I think they're going in the right direction. But this is going to be it for this video. If you enjoyed, please leave a like, comment down below if you agree or disagree, and then subscribe for more weekly content. We do this all the time, man. And that's curtains.